With the NBA season fast approaching, it's to be expected that fans and pundits and broadcasters alike will begin to make their projections about which teams will be the most dominant. Everyone will be singing the praises of the Milwaukee Bucks and the Denver Nuggets, the Golden State Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers. But there are a few teams that, if you blink, you might miss them, and they could end up being like last year's Miami Heat and shock the world. Here are 4 teams that you shouldn't sleep on in the 2023-24 NBA season. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Slim Paco coming at y'all again with another video. How's everybody doing? I hope y'all are doing well. I'm feeling a little bit better. Thanks for everybody who checked in on me. So yeah, the NBA season is right around the corner, man. Right around the corner. And every year there's like 1 or 2 teams that do something that nobody thought they would. Like last year you had the Kings make the playoffs for the first time in like 20 years. And they were no scrubs either. They were the 3rd seed in the West. And of course you had the Miami Heat go all the way to the finals from the 8th seed. So I think this season is going to be full of surprises too. So no more dilly-dallying. Let's get into the video. Okay, don't laugh, but I really think this is the year the Detroit Pistons get back to the playoffs. Cade Cunningham is finally starting to come into his own, and even though he had that shin injury and subsequent surgery that hindered him for most of last season, he's shown that he can be the leader and star Detroit needs to get over the hump. Adding on that the Pistons drafted Ausar Thompson in this season's previous draft, things could get really scary in the Motor City. But I think it goes deeper than just those 2 players. Detroit hired Monty Williams away from the Phoenix Suns, and remember, he took those Suns to the NBA Finals just 2 summers ago. There are also plenty of solid pieces on the squad in the forms of young players such as Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, and the veteran Bojan Bogdanovic. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this team battles for a play-in spot at least. Now, let's not just skip over the fact that Cunningham, Ivey, and Duren were consecutive all-rookie team members in 2022 and 2023, and Cade averaged a smooth 20 last season before he got hurt. Time should bring experience with this team as well. That's definitely what these guys have had with the consistency of the roster. The Pistons haven't had much roster turnover recently, so I think team chemistry will also help in that regard. The Eastern Conference gets tougher every year, but Detroit will be clawing and scratching to relevancy this season. Trust that. I know divisions don't matter as much in the NBA as they do in the other 4 major professional sports, but I think the Central Division is going to be absolutely loaded this season. We all know the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be elite with Damian Lillard and Giannis, and the Cleveland Cavaliers and Darius Garland are basically a goon squad. But don't sleep on the Indiana Pacers. Let me tell you why. Their point guard, Tyrese Haliburton, is a superstar level talent at this point, 3 years into his hopefully long career. I expect him to make an All-NBA team this season, or at the very least his first All-Star game. Buddy Hield will do his thing as usual and be a fantastic second option for the team as he continues to be a freaking reliable presence. And Benedict Mathurin has shown that he can be a great support as well, as he averaged 17 last year and made the All-Rookie first team. The rest of the Pacers lineup might not jump off the pages when you first look at it, but remember, this team finished 1 spot away from the play-in last year, and I think they're just going to get better with another year under their belt. Miles Turner is a top 10 big man in the game, who plays in the same vein of Jermaine O'Neal with the ability to score and play elite level defense. And also Indiana traded for Obi Toppin from the New York Knicks, and he'll finally have an opportunity to break out into a starting role. Let's be real here, the Magic suck. They've sucked for a long time now, basically ever since Dwight Howard left the organization. But nowadays, I don't know, man. I think there's something cooking down there in Orlando. It all goes through Paolo Banchero. Fresh off an appearance with the U.S. national team in the FIBA World Cup, Banchero is primed to take the next step and become a true face of the franchise. Last season, he was Rookie of the Year, and the feeling around the team is that Banchero has an uncappable ceiling. A combination of size, speed, and power. Paolo Banchero is like what you get from Ben Simmons if Simmons actually cared about basketball. But that's another story for another time. Orlando also has Franz Wagner, who was surprisingly named a top 100 player in the NBA by ESPN during the offseason. Wagner is your prototype new age big man with the ability to shoot from range and grab boards, led him to average 18 and 7 in 2022. Apart from those 2, the Magic also have 2 guards who can change the game in Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony. Fultz has truly seen a revitalization of his career since arriving in Orlando from Philadelphia, and is now the starting guard for the Magic. a far cry from his struggling days with the Sixers. Cole Anthony hasn't performed to the level most thought he would this far into his career, but he's still a more than serviceable guard who can make plays and find open teammates. The main issue with the Orlando Magic is that they have a lot of players who just haven't produced to the rate most fans and analysts thought they would. Could that be a culture thing, a coaching thing? Who knows really, but I think this is the year they figure it all out. I would be loath to mention their new rookie forward Anthony Black. Coming out of Arkansas, big things are expected from the 6'7" guard, who I think will slide into a forward position with the Magic. Maybe he's the key this team needs to finally reach prominence once again. Finally, a Western Conference team to talk about. It's not that I don't think there are sleeper teams in the West, it's just that the top teams in the West are so dominant and have been consistent for so long, either good or bad. It's hard to find real sleeper teams. If I had to pick one, man, I like what the Houston Rockets are building. I think they might just sneak into the play-in this season. Now, understand the Rockets are super young. This might usually be seen as a detriment, but for Houston, I don't think that's the case. Led by rising star Jalen Green, who's expected to take a big leap this season and become one of the top dogs in the league. The young man from California averaged 22 a game last year. Even though his team record wasn't exactly stellar, Green continued to show why he deserves all the praise. Even though he'll be without his best friend Josh Christopher this season, the Rockets made some smart offseason moves, adding Dillon Brooks and Fred VanVleet, two vets with big-time, big-game experience, who are sure to add a much-needed presence to the roster. In the draft, the Rockets selected Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore, two highly touted rookies who are expected to make an immediate impact, along with the two big men Alperen Sengun and Jabari Smith Jr. Sengun in particular is one of those new age big men, just like Franz Wagner. Blessed with an ability to pass and score, a lot of people think he could be the Rockets' Nikola Jokic, while Jabari Smith Jr. is just a freak of nature who I pray we'll see come into his own this season. I should also mention that although this hasn't happened yet, there's a possibility that James Harden returns to Houston in some sort of trade scenario. So to that end, the Rockets have a pretty solid roster. Really, there are only two things standing in Houston's way: their youth and the fact that they do play in the Western Conference. However, if they can just find a way to make the play-in, they could wreak havoc all over. And hey, that's the video. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed it. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree that these four should be the sleeper teams in the NBA this year? Do you guys have other teams that you guys think will make the playoffs? Other sleeper picks? Let me know in the comment section down below. If y'all could do me a big old favor and like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, I really appreciate it. And that's for me. It's been your boy, Slim Vaco. Catch y'all in the next video. Later.